Hi, welcome to my channel, and to all my new viewers, welcome. To everyone who supports our channel, thank you very much. Today, I'd like to talk about how people who are trying to build their wealth deal with toxic people or toxic family members. Stay tuned. Who are toxic people? Toxic people are individuals who always walk around manipulating, criticizing, and are always draining your energy. These are the kind of people who thrive on control. You'll always find them blaming other people for their issues. And nothing is ever like their fault. They're always blaming other people. Signs someone is toxic or a family member is toxic is when you find them manipulative, controlling, they lack accountability, they're constantly criticizing other people, they're always jealous, they're always self-centered, they're very unreliable. These are not people you can rely on. Always having a victim mindset. They're always the victim, okay? They come across as dishonest people. They always show emotional volatility, and they always have isolation tactics, just to name a few signs. Okay? So how do you deal with this kind of people? One, you create very strong boundaries. Okay? Set clear, strong boundaries when you're dealing with toxic people. Because even sometimes you'll set these boundaries and they'll tend to overstep or cross these boundaries. But still, you stick to your boundaries. Clearly communicate what it is acceptable and what is not acceptable. If ever they do whatever it is or they cross your boundaries, follow up with the consequences. They have to understand the power of boundaries. And if they don't, you yourself need to understand the power of boundaries. Okay? Because some of them don't even learn. And even though you set up boundaries, you'll still find others are just too toxic. They'll try and cross your boundaries. So that's just one of the things you can try and do. Another thing you can try and do is try and limit contact with them. It doesn't matter, regardless whether you're friends, family, limit contact you have with them. Interact only when it's necessary. Okay? For instance, family members or functions, don't try and have conversations or interact with them if it's not a must. Always keep visits and conversations short and brief. Okay? Whatever it is that you're done communicating, avoid them, walk away. Avoid long conversations with such kind of people because it will only end up in chaos. And between the toxic person and you'll end up becoming more hurt or more angry. So limit your contact with them. Sawa? The third thing you need to do is don't engage in conflict with them because they're always looking for conflicts. People with that kind of mentality or that kind of mindset, they're always looking for chaos or to cause drama. So don't engage in this kind of conflicts with them or anywhere they're around. Avoid arguments with such people. Avoid emotional charged situations, especially if you know yourself. If you're quick to anger or you're easily provoked, it's best to avoid these situations. Try and focus on facts. And if these toxic people actually try to pretend like they are foolish, don't even argue with them. Just walk away. Because you can try explaining or focusing on these facts and then you end up looking foolish because they will try and make you look like you're the bad guy. So just simply don't engage in conflicts with them. Sometimes they want you to respond or try to prove these facts so you can fall prey or you can fall into their reality. So avoid playing into their reality. Okay? Some of these arguments are sort of setups. They're just trying to set you up. Another thing you need to do is to cut ties with this kind of people. Cut ties with toxic family members, cut ties with toxic friends. Okay? When you try everything else and all fails, cut them off. Burn those bridges. To protect your mental health, lose those relationships. Okay? Sometimes you just have to choose yourself. You come first. So if you have to choose between yourself and a toxic relative or a toxic friend, you better choose yourself. Sawa sawa? These are some of the things wealthy people do. You cannot be on your path to try and build wealth, yet you're surrounded by these toxic people. You will never move forward. And this is because toxic relationships hinder your focus. They will hinder your creativity and your decision making. Remember, when you're angry, you can't be making the right decisions. Okay? And when you're trying, or when you're on your path to building wealth, you need to be sober. You need to put your emotions aside. Okay? You need to be surrounded by the right people when you're making decisions, especially that are having to do with finances. Okay? Chronic exposure to toxicity or to toxic people can lead to stress-related illnesses. You just find yourself, you're not feeling okay. You're just sick all of a sudden because you're absorbing all this toxicity or this toxic energy from these people. And when you get this kind of illnesses, it affects your productivity. You cannot be sick and be on the right path or give your all when it comes to making money or building wealth. So it will affect your productivity and it will affect your long-term health and wealth. Nobody wants that. Okay? For example, many wealthy people emphasize on the importance of surrounding yourself with positive-minded people, people who think like you. Okay? Because you'll be influenced by the people you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with negative people, that's the kind of influence you'll get. If you surround yourself with positive-minded people, that's the kind of influence you'll get from them. Wealthy people prioritize personal growth over toxic obligations. So you need to prioritize on your own well-being and you need to prioritize your needs. Your needs come first, your future comes first, and your personal well-being comes first. Practice self-care by building resilience. Work on building your confidence because they'll try and chip it away. They will always try to test you. So work on building your confidence. Avoid these people. But always remember not to take it personally. Most of the time, it's not about you. It's about them. Okay? At some point you can get to a point where you try to avoid these people and you really can't. For instance, if your mother is toxic, how do you avoid such a person? So you can try and seek assistance. For instance, you can get therapy or you can talk to a good or a close friend who you can confide in. Okay? Just don't isolate yourself because this is what toxic people want you to do. So you end up going back to them so they can feed off from your energy. So avoid isolating yourself. Look around and find people who have a positive mindset and people who can walk that journey with you. You don't necessarily have to surround yourself with toxic people just because they're your friends or because they're your family members. That's a no. Because the more you entertain them, the more you slow down your wealth journey. The more it will become harder for you to get to your goals. This is not to say that we hate them. Sometimes it's just nice to accept That's the path they've chosen to be in. But they should not force you to be on that path with them. So sometimes you just cut off ties, burn that bridge, allow them to be, and focus on your life, and you focus on your journey. Well, do you have any toxic friends or family members that you need to get rid of? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for us today. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified once we upload another new video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.